I would also like to point out, kasi napansin ko, we started 2005, di ba? Uh, yung report na binigay nyo, 2005 to 2025.
Apo.
Oh, I just also like to put it on record that an impeachable officer can only be impeached for actions involving her term, during her term as an impeachable officer. So sumobra tayo ng 14 years. But regardless, I just want to point it out. Ang dapat na pagtuunan natin ng pansin actually from 2019 to present. 2022 to present, di ba? Kasi doon lang nagsimula eh.
The Honorable Suntay and then the Honorable Marcoleta.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Through the AMLA. May I know what are the instances when the AMLC can provide or inquire into bank deposits? What are the instances?
I think they do not inquire. Reports are being
Because under
submitted to
Republic
them.
Act, Madam Chair, under Republic Act number 9160, the Anti-Money Laundering Council has significant authority under the Anti-Money Laundering Act. Now, there are two instances when they can inquire into bank deposits. One is with court order, and the second without court order. So with court order, when can this be done? Now, with court order, when the AMLC can inquire into deposits if there is probable cause.
May
that
I
the funds are
confirm
related to
from
unlawful
AMLA first
activity.
if the subpoenaed documents are consequences of your bank inquiry, or these were received by way of reporting of the banks or other financial companies in relation to the implementation of AMLA?
Madam Chair, I confirm that these documents are based on the CTRs and STRs, and these are the subject of the subpoena that we have submitted.
These are generated because of the reports
Yes, Madam Chair.
submitted by the banks.
Yes, Madam Chair.
And bank inquiry, which is being contemplated by the Honorable Suntay, is different from the reports which are being submitted.
That is correct, Madam Chair.
So, Honorable Suntay, if this has reference to the subject matter of the impeachment, I hope we can confine our questions to what appears in the subpoenaed documents.
Yes, Madam Chair. This is related to what has been subpoenaed because what has been subpoenaed would be presented by.
Yes, but these
the
are
AMLA.
not these
That's
are
why
not consequences of
inquiring,
bank
Madam
inquiry.
Chair. I'm inquiring when they could submit such things, such documents.
Let me just
But in what
clarify,
instances?
Honorable Suntay, for the guidance of the justice members, the subpoenaed documents are generated from the reports of the banks. These are not consequences of the bank inquiry conducted by the AMLC. That is for the record.
And to Madam Chair.
Yes,
just to-
Madam Chair, but the bank records, if you see that, if you read the complaints, both complaints which was filed, it did not specifically state what was in the bank. In fact, in the bank account, there were
As
no
a matter of fact,
specificity.
Honorable
So,
Suntay, the subject matter of the subpoena are not bank records. This is AMLC report. Please make a distinction between the two.
yes, Madam Chair, but what will AMLC report on? Wouldn't it be what is contained in the bank accounts?
Can you just describe based on what has been reported by the bank? Because I understand that with or without order, the banks voluntarily report to you
That is correct, Madam Chair.
if there are covered and suspicious
yes.
transactions. So
Madam-
just limit your answer to what is contained in your report.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Sige, can you go on?
Madam, sir, Mr.
Can you restate
repeat
your question?
Now, we have called AMLC to because we would like to inquire what the banks has
These are
reported to
covered
them.
transactions and
The covered
suspicious transactions
the
as
suspicious
described earlier.
transactions. So, to determine what is a suspicious transaction, who determines it? AMLA or the bank?
The banks.
The bank. And they submit accounts.
That is
What
voluntary
is contained
submission.
in the accounts? Is that correct?
Reports of the transactions, not necessarily just the account. So sometimes there is no account yet, but they do submit if there is anything anomalous with the transaction. So it doesn't necessarily involve an account.
Okay.
But it may
So
involve
when
account.
is an account considered anomalous?
Wait, account is not a subject matter of the subpoena. The subject matter of the subpoena are covered transaction and suspicious transaction.
Then when
Honorable
is a
Suntay, please be
transaction
reminded to
considered
limit your
Madam
questions
Chair,
to the
yes.
subject matter of the
when is a
subpoena.
transaction considered anomalous?
Suspicious.
Please use the term covered or suspicious. Because that is
Covered
the
or
subject
suspicious?
matter of our
Okay,
subpoena.
madam. Covered or suspicious?
Under Section 3 of the Anti-Money Laundering Act, there is a definition of what constitutes suspicious transactions. Number one is if there is no underlying legal or trade obligation. Number two is if there is no economic, the client is not properly identified. Number three is if the amount involved is not commensurate to the business or the financial capacity of the client. And the next would be taking into account all the circumstances. There is a perceived transaction, the perceived transaction of the client is being structured. Number five is if there is an unlawful activity, if the client committed an unlawful activity or is in any way related to money laundering. Number six is if there's a deviation, observed deviation from the acts of the or behavior of the client's profile. And number seven is any other analogous transactions similar to the those enumerated.
Okay. Sige. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Marcoleta.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Again, you are allowed only to manifest.
Yes, Madam. Let me state for the record that the committee have required the submission of AMLC records without a court order. And let me reiterate that under the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2001, suspicious transaction reports and covert transaction reports are confidential and may only be disclosed upon order of a court. The House of Representatives Committee on Justice does not have the authority to direct the AMLC by issuing a legislative subpoena and consequently cannot bypass the probable cause requirement of the court. The report of suspicious transactions are meant to be used by the AMLC for analysis and its own determination of probable cause, where required by the judiciary. That's my manifestation,
Madam
Madam
Chair.
Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
The manifestations
Chair.
are noted.
Madam Chair.
Sa AMLA, can you just walk us through the process of arriving at the covered transaction report? Paano ba yung proseso? How do we come up with yung covered transactions?
Para po sa bangko, ang covered transaction po ay pag nag-transact po ng mahigit 500,000 sa isang araw, nire-report na po yun.
So basta 500,000 or more yung transaction, automatic i-report sa AMLAC yan.
Tama po.
So does it mean that it's a suspicious transaction basta ni-report sa inyo?
Hindi
Not
po.
necessarily.
Iba po yung suspicious transaction.
Okay. Then how do we arrive at yung total amount? Kasi nakakalula yung amount. Pagka tinignan mo, 3 billion, di ba? So, ibig ba sabihin yan, how do we compute itong transaction na ito? Kunyari ako, may nag-deposit sa akin na 501,000. That's considered one transaction.
Tama po.
Now, binalik ko sa nag-deposit sa akin. That's another transaction.
Tama po. Outflow naman.
So, outflow naman yon. So, magto-total ngayon yon na 1 million. Kasi may pumasok sa akin 500, may lumabas na 500. Tama ba, mali?
Tama po.
So, ganun yon. So, basta labas-pasok, nag-a-add to. So, it doesn't mean na pagka sinabi natin may 3.9 billion, does it mean na merong 3.9 billion sa loob ng account?
Hindi ko po, kung based lang po sa records, hindi ko pa po masabi.
O, hindi. Pero ang pinag-uusapan natin dito, based dito sa ni-report kasi amount involved, 3,772,000,000. Ang tinatanong ko itong 3,772,000,000, this is a total amount ng lumabas, pumasok, ganon.
Tama po, transactions
Kagaya ang
po
sinabi
siya.
mo,
Total po ng transaction.
Baka nag-deposit sa akin 500, lumabas 500, kinekwenta yon. So every time naglalabas-pasok, nagdadagdag yon.
Yung sa theoretical lang po, pero for this case po, hindi ko po masabi yun.
Ay, hindi mo masabi. Pero maaaring ganon.
Theoretically, posible po yun sinasabi.
Oo. Now, I would also like to point out, kasi napansin ko, we started 2005, di ba? Yung report na binigay nyo, 2005 to 2025.
Apo.
Oh, I just also like to put it on record that an impeachable officer can only be impeached for actions involving during her term as an impeachable officer. So sumobra tayo ng 14 years. But regardless, I just want to point it out. Ang dapat na pagtuunan natin ng pansin actually from 2019 to present. 2022 to present, di ba? Kasi doon lang nagsimula eh. Now, babalikan ko, nung 2022, nawala na yung sinulatan ko. Nung 2022, may pumasok sa account niya, well, yung na-flag ng AMLA, nung 2022, which was the time she was Vice President, 41 million. Yun yung lumabas-pasok sa account. Nung 2023, 4.7 million. Yun yung lumabas-pasok sa account. Nung 2024, 13.4 million. Yun yung lumabas-pasok sa account. Nung 2025, 1 million na lang ang lumabas-pasok sa account. Tama ba? Based doon sa
Based
report.
on
I
records
just
po.
want to
Yeah.
be clarified para lahat tayo clarified dito sa mga numero na ito.
Based on records, tama po.
Oo. So based from 2022, siguro ang lumabas-pasok sa account niya, 45, 58, 59, mga 60 million in the past, from 2022 to 2026, in the past 4 years. Tama, mali?
Hindi ko po masuma on the
And,
spot.
sinuma ko
Madam
galing
Chair.
Maybe you
sa
can
report niyo
make
ito eh.
reference, Honorable Suntay, to that
Yes,
particular
I'm
case
referencing
where you are
from
reading.
what they submitted. Kasi nagka-breakdown kanina eh. Di ba, nagbigay kayo ng breakdown kung magkano lumabas pumasok noong 2005, magkano lumabas pumasok noong 2006, noong 2007, noong 2008, noong 2009. Inad ko lang mula 2022 hanggang 2025.
More or less po.
Oo, mga ganon. Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Bishop Abante, and then I called Honorable Tino and then Honorable Ilago.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ako'y natutuwa kay Congressman Suntay kasi sinabi niya nalulula siya sa amount. Ako nahuhulog na eh. Sa amount ha. Grabe ho yung amount. Oo. Ngayon, in line with the questioning of Congressman JJ, gusto ko lang mo malaman, yung nire-report po ng mga bangko, sila di ba nagsasabi kung ito ay covered or suspicious transaction?
Yung covered po, ang batas po ang nagsasabi kung magkano
Oo.
ang i-report. So, mahigit 500,000.
Okay,
Yung-
alam kong batas,
Apo.
pero who determines that? Ang
The
bangko
banks, the
ba?
po, yung bangko
Ang
po.
bangko?
Yung bangko po.
Therefore, yung report ng bangko, sinasabi na sa inyo kung covered to o suspicious.
Tama po. Tama po yun.
Hindi kayo.
Hindi po.
Okay, yun ang gusto kong malaman. Pangalawa, ang question ko sinabi nyo din na meron tinatawag na time deposit placement na dineposito nila on time deposit. Alam niyo ba kung magkano po yung time deposit placement na yan?
Is the question part of the report of the AMLC? Congressman Abante?
Yes.
Opo, hinanap ko lang
Attorney
po kung saan.
Buenaventura, please answer.
Time deposit placement po is page 3, 109,146,567 pesos and 52 centavos.
That would be from the time that she became vice president until now.
Tama po. Opo.
Therefore,
Based on records
yung pagkakaiba po nung regular account niya, magkano po yung sa regular account?
Yung regular accounts po, wala po dito na specific na regular accounts, hindi ko po masagot.
Meron bang outflow and inflow sa time deposit placements? Meron bang outflow? Transaction?
I understand that that is a probing question already, Honorable Abante. With all due respect, please confine to the contents of the
Madam
report.
Chair, maraming salamat. Gusto ko lang humalaman kasi pinag-uusapan yung outflow and inflow ng mga transaction. We'd like to find out also kasi binanggit niya rito yung time deposit placement So we'd like to find out also kung yung transactions ng outflow sa time deposit placements. Yun lang po.
Consider that as manifestation of the Honorable Abante.
Madam Chair, just a manifestation. Just with
Honorable
regards to
Santay.
yung threshold amount, kasi the accurate answer, it's actually Congress that determines the threshold account because Congress legislated the passage of RA 9160, which provided that every transaction 500,000 or more is covered. Yun yung threshold account. So it's not the banks that determine. It was Congress. It was the law that determined.
Your manifestation is noted.